Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
I know having a YouTube channel is weird, and here I am sitting in my car talking to a camera, and it seems incredibly narcissistic, and I still have a really hard time with it. Posting my videos more than recording them. Recording them is a great way for me to simply capture my thoughts, but posting them and then letting people know that I have posted them, that's weird for me. I consider it to be quite strange, but yet I do it because I'm hoping that someone gets something out of it. Even though it is still, after many, many years, embarrassing to me. And I liken it to The Wizard of Oz. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there where you've got people putting on these huge personas. They've got smoke and mirrors and this giant talking head that's all different pretty colors with editing, and you know what I'm talking about. The Wizard of Oz, right? There's a little guy behind a curtain operating some machinery and creating this big bad image of this godlike figure. And that's how a lot of people essentially use their YouTube channels. They use editing or music or these larger than life personas that don't really represent them to inspire you, excite you, or more importantly, entertain you. Now, I'm not saying that there is no value in what these other people are sharing, but when I look at how it's being shared, I think it's problematic because it is geared toward getting more views rather than being geared towards accuracy. So my goal is to be a different kind of Wizard of Oz. I want my Oz to be spelled with A-H-S, like, that's how he did it. Like you see a magician's performance and you're like, oh my God, it was magical. It's the Wizard of Oz, this great godly figure. I want to be the guy that pulls back the curtain and says, look, here's the machinery. I pushed this button. I turned that dial. I spoke into this microphone. I put this effect on the microphone, and that's how I got this result. It was really inspiring to you. And people are like, that's how he did it. I get it. So I want to be the Wizard of Oz. I want people to have aha moments where they look at what I'm doing and they say, oh, I could do that. I just need to do this. I just need to take this step and this step and this step. Tim was here and he was struggling or he was injured and he wasn't training, and then he took this step and this step and this step, and this is how he took those steps, and he got here to this new place that seems really cool and inspiring and looks like it's a magical performance. Like, oh my God, you did this great thing. That's not what I'm really interested in showing you. I'm interested in showing you the behind the curtains, like how I did it. What are the tools? What are the techniques? What is the process? What's the communication like that leads to accomplishing things? So my frustration and challenge is to continue to share information that I think is really valuable and that gets people to open their eyes and wake up, and at the same time realizing that a good chunk of humanity doesn't want to achieve their dreams. They want to keep them as dreams, because having a dream is a hell of a lot more fun than moving towards a dream. Dreams are exciting. Dreams are in technicolor. Dreams have all kinds of great imaginary friends and fortunes and fame and all this wonderful stuff. And the reality is, you're going to have to work in the morning. You're going to have to work at lunch. You're going to have to work at night when everybody else is out partying or gone to bed. You're going to have to put in effort. You're going to have to put in time. You're going to be the unpopular person that's working their butt off to get something done. But you can do it. You can make it happen. We admire these people that are successful, but are we admiring the end result, or are we admiring the steps that they took? Are we admiring their process? I think that's the most admirable part. And if their process isn't all that admirable, then they were simply lucky. They got lucky. Either they were born into a wealthy family, or they were genetically gifted physically or mentally or musically, whatever it might be, and they got lucky. It does happen. People do win Powerball jackpots, but don't count on it. My goal is to make the magical seem ordinary. My goal is to deflate the dream, bring it back here to ground level so that we can actually take steps on solid ground. rather than being up in the sky and floating along, thinking that we're actually changing or transforming or moving towards something. But the reality is we're no longer connected to the ground that we have to walk on, to the place where we have to take the steps. So this reminds me of a nickname I had in high school, Tim Van Ordinary, because I guess that's what I'm trying to do, is just to show you how ordinary the steps are that lead you toward your dreams. But most people, again, don't want to move toward their dreams. They simply want to be entertained. Oh my God, life is showing up quick, entertain me. I need constant radio or music or Facebook or movies or television or food. Please do not let me be present to life. Do not let me be present to a choice, to a step, to an action, to something that I have to engage in. I want to watch you accomplishing some great thing. I don't want to do it myself, but most people just want to be entertained. They don't want to take the steps. They want to celebrate your victory, but they don't want to celebrate your effort. They don't want to watch you train for 40 hours a week. They want to watch you winning the game. They don't want to see Michael Jordan sweating and practicing jumps and free throws and whatever else he would do for hours every day. They don't want to watch that, because he's going to be experimenting a lot and he's going to be failing a lot, because that's how you get better. You step outside of your comfort zone. You do things that you're not great at, and a lot of the time you miss the mark. But if you keep practicing and keep practicing and keep practicing, eventually you start hitting the mark more and more. And then when the game happens, it looks like, oh my God, he's this magically, wonderfully gifted person. But you didn't see all the challenges that he took on and failed at in order to get that level of skill. Bruce Lee once said that I don't fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times, because that kick is going to be good. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, do you want to be a consumer or do you want to be a producer? Do you want to be the 99% of people that consume other people's dreams, or do you want to be the 1% that produces them? And I'm not talking about money here, and I'm not talking about exploitation. I'm simply talking about getting into action or consuming the product of somebody else's action, and then taking on those feelings as if they were your own, celebrating their victory as if it was your own, and then the next day complaining about your life. But never taking action because you don't need to, because you've got great feelings for at least part of the day, because you're leeching off or living vicariously through the dreams of others. So which one are you? Are you a consumer or are you a producer? Nothing wrong with dreaming, but if you're going to have a dream, it's better to be a producer, taking the steps to make the dream come true. The thing is, the steps aren't very dreamy. They're pretty ordinary. But that's the reality. All right. I love you guys. See ya. The brain is not one organ. We talk about it as if it's one organ. I have a heart, I have a liver, I have a brain. But the brain is actually many, many different organs all clumped into one skull.